Welcome back to Daily Talks. Today we want to talk about perspectives. Bring a piece of furniture into the room and have two people look at it from two different perspectives. One might see the front, one might see the back, but they're looking at the same piece of furniture. Now, a perspective for a person is important because how they see things is the way that they will believe in them. And when they believe in something to be true, then that will help them to make decisions. But what if what you're seeing and your perspective is wrong? What if you're only seeing one side of the story and have no idea about the other? Let me talk to you in respect to relationships. What if somebody said to you something very nasty, but you did not know what they had been through, the trauma, the pain, and the hurt of betrayal? And so once you begin to understand what they have been through, then you have a broader knowledge about how that person responds to certain things, or maybe it has triggered them to act like that. And when we have those kinds of perspectives that are wider, deeper, and higher, then we're able to build relationships. We're able to understand things in the ways that are not limited to our own knowledge. Now think about the perspective that God brings through His Word. God gives us the perspective of a heavenly perspective, a God's eye view, for instance. Even looking from a bird's eye view, we can see how small big houses can look and big buildings can look like dots. But from a heavenly perspective, from an eternal perspective, things can change, and the things that look so big to us in the physical realm might be so minute in the heavenly realm. The enemy of our souls wants to give us perspectives that are deceitful. And many a times it will bring a lot of fear in our hearts. The devil wants us to become scared and wants us to be filled with anxiety. And he gives us only a perspective that is negative, a very cynical point of view. And when the enemy gives us fear and tries to intimidate us, we as a people of God need to say no to that particular perspective. And this is why I want to encourage you to think about what you consume in your free time. Whatever you consume, you are receiving and you are letting in. And it's a perspective that a certain agenda might be pushing against you. Let's say some people are pushing for you to buy a certain product. Then they will want you to have the perspective that this product is good for you. You need this. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you stand out among your friends. And you can see how that progression goes in making you want it, making you feel like you need it when you really don't. And therefore, we need God's perspective. We need to embrace God's perspective. When I feel I am weak, and if God says you are a warrior in Christ, then we need to embrace not my own point of view, but to embrace God's point of view. In the Bible, we find many people who find themselves feeling like they are very weak. Let's say Caleb, for instance. In his own eyes, he looked very small and weak, but in God's eyes, you are a warrior, God says. And when we embrace God's perspective, then we're able to do the things that God has destined us to do. How about for you? How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a Caleb sometimes, where you feel weak and low and you just feel like you can't accomplish anything? Perhaps God is saying to you, no, don't just stay there. You are great in my eyes, and I have a destiny and a plan for you. Or on the other extreme, you might feel like a Samson, who felt like he had all the power in the world when all that power was given to him by God. And with that power, he was unable to harness it with the grace and the wisdom of God, which would cause the end, which would be a destruction and death. So perspective is important for all of us. Will we embrace God's perspective today? Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.